Okay, so a lot of people have been asking me lately how I lost so much weight twice, and I didn't think about doing anything about it, but every time I teach class, some ladies ask me because I bring it up, and there are many ways that I was able to do it. I mean, first of all, it was from eating well, and yes, I had PCOS. I needed to figure out how I wanted to naturally get my cysts down, so I changed the way I was eating. Honestly, one of the other ways is I eliminate stress, and the third thing is I just start exercising more. You know, it's a mind, body, soul thing. Like, if your mind isn't right, you can lose weight. A lot of people lose weight when they're not doing well mentally, and they gain it back. You know, there's no ideal weight. It really is about health. And for me, I just wanted to get my period back because I didn't have my menstruation for like 2 years after I was 12. So it took me like a decade and a half to figure out like what worked for my body, because everyone around me was eating carbs, everyone around me was eating really badly, and I was just not doing well. So if you want to learn how to lose weight, you can DM me. I'll definitely give you all the information I know. But the thing I want to say is, like, everyone is sometimes people who are trainers or who are nutritionists try to give you like a formula that's worked for a cluster of people. And the thing about weight loss and staying in shape is that it's not going to, like, what works for one person might not work for another person. Like, for example, I only eat eggs or dairy or cheese like only on like a Saturday, because I like to eat well throughout the week so I can do my fitness classes. And then I have one day to like eat badly, and then I have one day to recover. But a lot of people would tell me, like, eat eggs in the morning, eat protein with milk or dairy, and I can't do those things. So it adds inflammation to my body. So you have to see what works best for your body in terms of what you eat and like inflammation and all that stuff. And some people exercise better in the morning, some people exercise better at night. I mean, it's just, it doesn't work the same for every single person. I just finished teaching two Zumba classes back to back. So I don't exercise a whole lot. I mean, honestly, people are like, do you lift weights all the time? I'm like, no, I don't. I just dance my butt off. I keep myself sane. I eliminate all the stress. I have really great sex. Like, I mean, your stress levels really help with keeping your body down. And honestly, there's a big story I could say to this, but I only started my weight loss journey because when you have polycystic ovarian syndrome and people are giving you medication to change what your body looks like, it doesn't feel good inside. It doesn't feel good when they're putting meds in your body, and it makes you feel nauseous. So I thought about different ways to change my body, and then I wasn't energized. Like, going up the stairs was hard for me because I just didn't have a lot of energy, and now I have so much energy. People are like, how do you have all this energy? And it's because I've changed the way I eat. I eliminated stress. I lost a lot of weight. Like, I mean, it's not that difficult once you know what works for your body, but not everyone has experimented enough to know what works for your body. Like, they think that just because someone else is doing like for example, one shot of fucking apple cider vinegar, that's not going to change your whole body. What's going to change your body is what you can keep on a regular basis and maintain that's good for your body. Like, there are things that some people who have lost a lot of weight and kept it off do that I can't do. Like, I can't do tons of cardio like 7 days a week because I'll lose a lot of weight. It's not good on my knees, it's not good on my joints, but some people really enjoy that, you know? Like, it just depends. And I think that you have to do a balance of like weight training. You have to see what muscles work best for you. For me, the muscles that I really feel like I work the best is my quads and my glutes. And some people feel better, you know, working their arms. Like, I love working my arms. I just have always had very strong, you know, thighs. And I don't know, I just think that you have to find what works best for your body. And a lot of people are trying to do what other people are doing. They're looking on the media, and this is the hardest part. The hardest part of losing weight is figuring out the formula and losing weight and staying in shape, because I don't believe in like being a certain weight. I believe that being a certain healthy weight is what's best for you and staying in shape. And of course we can go into visceral fat and all that shit, but like, I think that, because I honestly, there are many things that like, I don't ever want to be super skinny. Like, I'm over 200 pounds and I don't need to lose that much more weight to be at like my ideal weight. You know what I mean? Like, people never know what weight I am because I've always had a lot of muscle. So I don't need to be super, super thin or like be 150 pounds. I mean, I weigh over 200 pounds now and I feel really great. I mean, I probably just want to lose like another 20 pounds, maybe a little bit of, you know, arm fat or whatever. But like, other than that, I feel great in my body. And also, when you're in bed with people, nobody complains about your body. I don't want to be super skinny, but no shade to people who are super skinny. It's just, it doesn't work for my body. Like, I'm naturally very curvy. I've always been like that. What was I going to say? The hardest part of losing weight and the hardest part of getting in shape is doing the work to figure out what your body needs and experimenting. You know, like if you've been taught, and this is a cultural thing, if you've been taught, like I'm black, right? And a lot of my family eats really badly. Like they eat lots of carbs, especially in the South. There's a lot of my family's from the South, lots of carbs, lots of dairy, lots of different stuff that isn't good for your body, that creates a lot of inflammation. My grandfather was from Turkey, bless his soul, but he ate a lot of rice, and that wasn't good for me. Like, and the breakfast that we ate was not healthy for my body. So I couldn't figure out what I needed to change, because at first everyone was trying to put me on medication. Like with PCOS, people tried to put me on birth control to balance my estrogen levels. And when I went back to the doctor and my cysts went down, it wasn't because I changed medications, it's because I changed my diet and I started exercising. But really it was the diet. It was the anti-inflammatory diet of like eating foods that feel good for my body, and you have to figure out what feels good for your body. Like some people can eat dairy and stuff like that. I can't do it on a regular basis. It makes me feel bad. It makes my stomach bloated. It makes me break out. Like honestly, like my period does not come if I have a lot of dairy. Like for example, my menstruation, this is for women. I didn't have, when I was like 15 or even 12, when I first got my period, I didn't have it for another 2 years because I was eating so much dairy, and nobody in my family knew why, because it was normal for them. But if I have dairy now, my menstruation will not come like regularly on the app. And if I don't work out, like I know what gets my period going. So if I've been eating badly or doing like, you know, something that's opposite to what my body needs now, I won't get my menstruation. And that's how I know when my body is at working well, is when I get my menstruation at the time that like I know I need it, which it was nice not to have my period, to be honest, but it wasn't healthy. It wasn't natural for me as a woman. I'm on birth control now, so I would get it once a month. Now I know when it's coming. But I mean, I think that you have to do the work to figure out what's going to work for your body. And as a group fitness trainer, I tell people this all the time. They're like, do you work out every day? And I'm like, no, I don't. I only work out I only work out Mondays. Okay, really? I probably work out almost every day. But on the regular, I work out just like 3 times a week. Because I teach 2 fitness classes on Mondays. I teach 2 fitness classes on Wednesdays and 1 on Sundays. And then I'll go to other people's classes in between, or they'll ask me to sub. But it was never the weight loss, the working out. Yes, it was the working out, but if I eat badly, that was what's going to keep me back from losing weight. And so you have to figure out like what you're going to eat for your body and how much working out you need to do. That's the hardest part, is figuring it out and sticking to it and it becoming a routine. Because especially in America and the Western culture that we have and especially now with COVID, where everyone's working from home, we've become very sedentary creatures, and also we eat a lot more than we probably should eat. Like I can't eat as much as I used to eat because now I put things in bowls and my stomach just shrinks. And after I teach fitness classes, all I really want is a piece of protein, like a piece of beef jerky, which I have in my bag. You know, like your body just changes, and you know what's best for your body, but you have to figure it out. And then the point of having a coach or a dietitian or whatever is to help you to figure out what works best for your body. And they will give you a personalized plan based on what you know your body needs and based on experimenting and all of that. Only you really know what works for your body. So I would say, like, to people who are asking me how I lost weight, I would tell them, like, are you drinking enough water? Like, what kind of food are you eating? How do you feel when you eat your food? Like, food that feels good for your body and that's good for your body will not give you inflammation. You won't feel tired, because fuel is good for your body. And yes, we've had the holidays in America. We have a lot of holidays and there's a weekend, but like pick some time, you know, to like dedicate to eating well, you know. And you don't have to cut out everything that's crappy. You just have to not eat it all the time, because we've been accustomed now to eat so much and to be tired. And you know, a lot of us are trying to get rid of our stomachs or whatever like that. And it's not about looking a certain way. It's about like being healthy. Like for me, when I have more fat around my stomach, it affects my cysts and it affects my PCOS. Like I just know it. Like I know when my period's going to be late when I eat something really unhealthy. And if I have too much dairy or eggs, especially milk or ice cream, which I don't have any of them. If I don't have cheese, milk, or dairy, but you can have that if that works well for your body. I just think people need to figure out what works well for their body and really need to experiment. I experimented. I didn't get my hormones under control until I was like 25. So for 13 years, I didn't have my hormones under control. So you need to really figure out what works for your body and not listen to other people. And one thing I want to say is, like, culturally, you have to stop. If your family and the people around you are eating bad, you're going to have to find a way to put boundaries around you and them and be very clear, because just because they don't want to be at a certain way, like health place, if you want to be somewhere, you have to like be there. You can't keep using the excuse of, well, people around me are doing this, I don't have time to that. You always have time. You always have the ability to change your environment, you know. it doesn't take that much. And if you need help with that, just DM me. Like sometimes you just need someone to talk to, and I'm here to talk. So just let me know if you want to change your health.